Hello everyone. Today I am Rishabh Bhardwaj, Assistant Professor from the Mechanical Department, taking the lecture of heat transfer. Today in this lecture, we will learn about the analysis of parallel and counter flow of heat exchanger. We will start with the parallel flow, and by which we are moving towards its efficiency and its log mean temperature also. Let's start with the parallel flow. The parallel flow means that a hot fluid and a cold fluid moving in a same direction parallel to each other, by which the hot body or a fluid will transfer its energy toward the to the colder one, and colder one will absorb its temperature. As you can see in this figure, uh, the temperature H1 is the initial phase of the hot fluid, while the Tc1 is the cold fluid temperature, and the difference between them is theta 1. This is the heat exchanger, by which in the at the exit Th2 will be the temperature of hot fluid and the temperature of cold fluid to be Tc2, and the temperature difference will be the T theta. Here in this module, we have taken some assumptions or some abbreviations, that M shows the mass flow rate, and Cp shows the specific heat of fluid at the constant pressure, and T stands for the temperature of fluid in the Celsius, and the change of temperature del T shows the temperature drop of rise of fluid across the heat exchanger, by which we have equation and the values that the subscript H and C refers to the hot and the cold fluid respectively, and corresponds to the inlet and outlet condition respectively. For this condition, we have to assume that there is no loss to the surroundings, and potential and kinetic energy changes are taken as the negligible from the energy balance in the heat exchanger. And the heat given by the hot fluid, that will be the Q, that will be mHCpH, and change of temperature, where the heat picked up by the cold fluid, that is the Q is equal to mCCpC, and change of temperature. The total heat transfer rate in the heat exchanger, that is UA theta, where U is the overall heat transfer coefficient between the two fluid, and A is the effective heat transfer area, where theta m is the approximate mean value of the temperature difference of logarithm mean temperature difference, that are known as the LMTD in the short. Here the LMTD is defined as the temperature difference which is constant and would give the same rate of heat transfer as actually occurs under the variable condition of temperature difference. By the help of the diagram, we have seen that the flow arrangement and the distribution of temperature in a single pass parallel heat exchanger, we have considered a elementary area, that is dA of the heat exchanger. The rate of flow of heat through this elementary area, that will be the dQ is equal to U dA, change of temperature to Th minus Th to Tc, or we can separate the both and find the del T, U into dA del T. As a result of heat transfer dQ through the area dA, the hot fluid is cooled by the dTH, where the cold fluid is heated up by dTC. The energy balance equation over the differential area dA may be written as the dQ is equal to minus mH into Cph plus dTh is equal to mc into Cpc into dCc is equal to UA dA into Th minus Tc. Now here the dTh is negative and dTc is positive. As the heat is lost by the system through the hot body, then it will be taken as the negative, and dTc is taken as positive as the heat is gained by the system. Then the dTh is equal to dQ by minus mH into Cph, or we can say minus dQ by Ch. Simultaneously we can say that dTc is equal to dQ by mc Cpc is equal to minus dQ by Cc. Now we have a arrangement where the hot fluid is moving in the between of two colder pipes. This is the arrangement by which we are able to transfer the heat. Now this is the main important temperature difference, or the graph, that is the hot fluid is coming where the temperature is Th1, and the cold fluid, that's temperature is Tc1, where the temperature difference is much higher. Then when it will get in contact with each other, initially the temperature Th and Tc will be the temperature difference. After meeting or flowing parallel to each other, the difference become at the end, that is theta2. Here we have assumed some area where which we have studied, that is dA, and the temperature difference between this area, that is the TDH and TDC, where the heat is get transferred. Ch is equal to mH Cph, that is heat capacity of water, or heat capacity of water or water equivalent of hot fluid, and Cc is equal to mc Cpc is equal to heat capacity of water equivalent of cold fluid. mH and mc are the mass flow rate of fluid, and Cph and Cpc are the respective specific heat, that is dTh minus dTc is equal to minus dQ, the multiple of 1 by Ch plus 1 by Cc. Here the dTh minus dTc will be replaced with the d theta, and d theta is equal to the minus dQ into 1 by Ch plus 1 by Cc. Substituting the values of dQ and replacing it with my UA dA del T, then the equation form d theta is equal to minus U dA Th minus Tc into 1 by Ch plus 1 by Cc. Here the change of temperature Th minus Tc will replace with the theta, and it will move to the left hand side. Then d theta by theta is equal to minus U dA into 1 by Ch plus 1 by Cc. Integrating next step, in the next step we are integrating the equation, and we are putting the limit that a to a, the limitation of a, that will be the 0 to a, and the theta value will be 1 to 2. By integrating the value d theta by theta, we will get the log theta 2 by theta 1, by which in the right hand side we will get minus UA into 1 by Ch plus 1 by Cc. The total heat transfer rate between the two fluid is given by Q is equal to Ch into Th1 minus Th2, that will be the Cc into Tc2 minus Tc1. By Putting the value to the one hand side and taking 1 by ch is equal to 1 th minus 1 th2 by q, and another 1 by c is equal 1 by cc is equal to 1 tc2 minus tc1 by q. Now we have substituting the value of 1 by tch and 1 by tcc in the equation, and the equation will form log of theta 2 by theta 1 is equal to minus ua in the multiple of th1 minus th2 by q plus tc2 minus tc1, by which we will get the formula, that is the q is equal to ua theta 2 minus theta 1 upon log theta 2 by theta 1, by which we are able to return the equation as q is equal to ua theta m, where theta m is theta 2 minus theta 1 by log theta 2 upon theta 1. Here the m is the LMTD, that is log mean temperature difference. Then the overall heat transfer coefficient, that will be the in the heat exchanger in which two fluids are separated by the plane wall, the overall heat transfer coefficient is given by 1 u is equal to 1 by hi plus lk plus 1 by h naught. Next we have the parallel flow, the counter flow. This question is generally comes in the question paper, that the drive the relation between the effectiveness and the number of transfer unit for the counter flow. Then we have the the heat exchanger efficiency. The heat exchanger efficiency is defined as the ratio of energy transfer to the maximum theoretical energy, that is heat actual upon heat maximum, that is actual heat transfer upon the maximum possible heat that can be transferred. That is the effectiveness of the heat transfer. Then we have the number of transfer unit, that is the NTU, generally known as the NTU. The number of transfer unit, NTU, is a measure of the size of heat exchange. It provides some indication of the size of heat exchanger. It defined as the NTU is equal to UA by MCCC, where MHCH is greater than MCCC. NTU is UA by MHCH. The denominator is always the smaller thermal capacity rate, as therefore NTU is equal to UA by MC minimum is equal to UA by C minimum. Now we have to learn about the counter flow. The counter flow is the type of flow by which if the hot fluid is moving the right side, the cold fluid is moving opposite to the hot flow, or both the flows will be across each other and will not meet or not be parallel but not in the same direction. The heat exchange dq through an area dA can be taken as you can see in this figure. In the parallel flow, both fluid having the temperature different, and the rise in temperature was much higher. Now in the hot fluid, we can say that the TH1 and the TC2 having the temperature difference theta 1, due to which the temperature difference is having the minor loss throughout the system, in which it means the flow can be possible that the temperature difference is much, the heat transfer will become in the equilibrium state. Here we have taken the dA theta dA. Here the cold fluid temperature Tc1 is coming from the right hand side, and the hot fluid temperature is coming from the left hand side. Let's drive the equation for this. Then we have dq is equal to uda th minus tc, where the u is mcph dth is equal to minus mc pc, dtc is equal to minus ch dth minus is equal to minus cc dtc. Here from the expression we get that dth is equal to dq by ch with the negative sign, and dtc is equal to minus dq by cc. D into th minus tc is equal to minus dq by 1 by ch minus 1 by cc. In the parallel flow we have seen that both the temperature when the flow is parallel to each other, we are adding both the sides, but in the opposite the counter flow we are separating the 1 by ch and 1 by cc, and it will become the dq 1 by cc minus 1 by ch. Substituting the value of dq for the equation, and we will get the dth minus dtc upon th minus tc is equal to uda by 1 by cc minus 1 by ch. Using the upon integration, and we will get integrating the both side, and we will get from the left side log th2 minus tc1 by th1 minus tc2. In the right hand side we will get ua 1 by into 1 by cc minus ch. Here the expression will form, that is form by multiplying both sides with the exponential, by which the log is get cancelled, and we will get th2 minus tc1 upon th1 minus tc2 is equal to exponential of ua by cc into 1 minus cc by ch. Then for the effectiveness we have ch into ch1 minus ch2 upon c minimum into th1 minus tc1. That implies to cc into tc2 minus tc1 by c minimum th1 minus tc1. Hence th2 is equal to th1 minus effectiveness c minimum into th1 minus tc1 by ch, and the second, the tc2 is equal to tc1 plus effectiveness into c minimum th1 minus tc1 upon cc. Now the substituting these values, and we will get the th1 minus tc minimum th1 minus tc1 by ch minus tc1 upon th1 minus tc1 plus effectiveness c minimum th1 minus tc1 by cc is equal to the exponential into ua by cc into 1 minus cc by ch. By the help of this we are able to get this equation, that 1 minus effectiveness c minimum by ch by 1 minus c effectiveness by cc is equal to exponential of ua by cc into 1 minus cc by ch. Now we are putting some condition over there, that the cc is smaller than ch, and cc is equal to c minimum, and ch will be the maximum. By substituting all these values in the above equation, we will get 1 minus c minimum effectiveness by c maximum upon 1 minus c minimum upon the c minimum. That will be equal to exponential ua by c minimum 1 minus c minimum by c maximum. By solving and converting this we will come to the conclusion that exponential UA by C minimum and 1 minus C minimum by C maximum minus 1 by exponential UA by C minimum into 1 minus C minimum by C max minus C minimum by Cx. Here we will get the final value that the 1 minus effectiveness is 1 minus exponential minus into minus UA by C minimum into 1 minus C minimum by C maximum divided by 1 by C minimum by maximum exponential UA by C minimum 1 minus C minimum by C maximum. Now replacing the value of C minimum by C maximum equal to R and UA by C maximum is equal to NTU. Then the equation will form, that is exponential the effectiveness is equal to 1 by exponential into minus NTU 1 minus R upon 1 minus R exponential into minus RTU 1 minus R. Today we have learned about the counter flow and the parallel flow for the heat exchanger, by which we are able to understand the heat transfer rate and the flow diagrams for the same, and the effectiveness and the performance of the heat exchangers at the different conditions. Thank you for watching this video.